all say goodbye to Harvey, there's a few things that I would like to share with you about Harvey that you may not know. Harvey Auten, known affectionately by the group as Rotten Auten. Now, there's several theories as to why he's called Rotten Auten. One of the favorites is the more obvious sort of olfactory kind of explanation.
Or the mic a bit.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, that's the Colonel.
And I'm sure a lot of you saw the posters that were plastered around City Hall. Old fishermen never die, they just smell that way. We asked Harvey, doesn't that offend you, Harvey? He goes, I thought you were talking about Lynn. And I got you in trouble there, didn't I, Harvey? However, a more likely reason is due to the antics that Harvey has gotten up to over the years. For instance, a lot of you probably don't know that Harvey came that close to not making his first day at the job at City Hall. Harvey owes his entire 39 career to a very lenient judge. It happened exactly 39 years ago, this coming long weekend. He was cruising out in a 1939 souped-up Ford, going to the cabin, whoever cabin it was in Hope. And it was just after grad. They were all high on the grad activities. And there were these 3 city slickers. And they didn't look conspicuous in Hope at all, cruising around for action, whatever that is, carrying a well-known aphrodisiac in the car, lemon gin. $1956.
Yeah.
Needless to say, this was an RCMP magnet, and to cut a long story short, Harvey was charged with being a minor in possession. Obviously, not in possession of a brain, however. So he was asked to appear in court the next Tuesday after the long weekend. Well, this was his first day at work. I think the judge was tired of the sniveling and the crying, so he said, okay, Harvey, you can go to work, as long as you bring your parents back with you next Saturday, which is what happened, which is why he's here. So Harvey was hired on July 3rd, 1956. He told me 57, but I did some math and it had to be 56. And he was hired by the chief draftsman. And I'm going to drop a lot of names in this little talk here, and I don't know all these people, but I'm sure a lot of you do. His name was Al Twist, who's the guy that hired him, and he was the assistant vault attendant to John Sharko. Now, one of his major responsibilities at that time was to deliver city vehicles to the Union Street Works Yard for servicing. Harvey says that he and Don Grafton played pool in the Blue Eagle Cafe while they waited for the cars to be fixed. Now, this was obviously forward-thinking on the part of the city, providing training opportunities to expand the skills of the workers. If he ever needed to be a pool shark as well. As a vault attendant. Harvey was promoted in time to EA2 and started working with the utilities branch. He said he started working on the original utility plate maps. He was told they would only take 5 years to complete. 39 years later, we're still working on it. His best memories at the time were the people he worked with, and that was Bob Lockhead, who I know is here, Eric West, who was an EA3 at the time, John Cannon, Don McClellan, Freddie Foster, Keith Winterbottom, also known as Cold Ass, Tom Curry, and Stu Kelp. And I believe Tom and Stu are here, and Bob. Harvey also spent a few years working in the sewers branch with old toilet bowl shoulders. Now, if anybody remember who that is? Oh, Art Gordon, I'm sure Rudy remembers that. Along with Rudy, Ralph Stewart, Dave Watt, Doug Beaton, Frank Edwards. And his fondest memory of those days, and I'll not mention any names here because to protect the not so innocent, was probably taping thin strips of tracing paper to blowflies and watching them fly around the room. So how many strips can you add before they...
You get a
at least 3 on it.
All right.
Then they just...
Very important engineering analysis. So after his stellar performance in sewers, Harvey was promoted to EA3 in 1961 into utilities. Len McClellan was the branch head then, and I believe he's here tonight. And the people he enjoyed working with included John Page, Steve Shorsky, and Jimmy Milstead. Well, apparently it took approximately 14 years after that lemon gin incident to figure out what it was that actually attracted women. And in 1971, he talked Lynn into marrying him. She's been putting up with him ever since. Harvey has remained in utilities to this day. I guess not this day, sometime last week. With
When I turned the lights out.
with his promotion to EA4 in 1985. He's broken in a few more branch heads, Rowan Birch, and myself included, and he feels that now his job's complete. Harvey and Lynn plan to spend a lot more time at Pender Harbor, their favorite fishing hole, and other pursuits will be a couple of cruises, and be careful on the bar bill there, Harvey, and more time in Mexico. He also mentioned that his job jar has now become a 45-gallon drum. Harvey also tells me that Lynn is planning to work another 15 years to keep him in the lifestyle to which he's become accustomed. Somehow, I don't think Lynn agreed to that. Well, Harvey, on behalf of the people in this room and a few others that have sent their best wishes, we'd like to say adios, amigo. Thank you for 39 years of memories. All the best in the next phase of your life.